Hi everyone, I'm Kimchi and this is my first speed paint and also my first time doing a voiceover, so I'm kind of shy. But in this time lapse, I'll be yapping about the process behind this fan art inspired by La Pietà. There might be spoilers, so be careful if you haven't watched it. At first, I wanted to draw Anthea and Utena with Michelangelo's sculpture in mind, but when I came across Bugedo's piece, I got inspired to add the rest of the characters, and there are many characters, but I'm glad I ended up adding everyone in the end. I thought La Pietà was very fitting for this anime, and I'm a sucker for biblical references myself, but having Utena sacrifice herself like Jesus was peak, especially with Anthea on Mary's position, given her role as the rose bride and having to remain pure, virgin-like, and unable to show her true emotions due to her mission carrying Dios' power. However, there are certain parts in the anime where we get to see Anthea show more of herself, usually when she has her hair down. That's why I wanted to add a couple strands of hair falling down. I wanted her expression to be something like the Mona Lisa, where we don't know if she's sad or smiling, just like we have no idea of her thoughts and feelings at all. But some details like her messy hair or her hands gripping Utena tightly can give away her true feelings. She's breaking apart, but it's not entirely visible for us. For Utena, I added her iconic sword and her rose on each hand. Since in the original painting Jesus is already dead, the petals on her rose are falling as well, and she's barely holding her sword. This fanart will probably take place towards the end of the show after the final battle against Akio, but it just looks so fitting for the plot. I was surprised this idea hadn't been done yet, or at least that I know, of course. I kind of feel bad for making my first Utena fanart this dramatic, but I promise next time it will be happier, or at least I hope so. As you could see during this sketch, I spent some time figuring out which characters I wanted on the fanart and started choosing the poses for each one based on their personalities, like Wakaba being the one who's crying since she's Utena's best friend, or having Nanami in a more exaggerated pose. There are 11 characters in total, so it was definitely a challenge. Since the original painting is pretty balanced, I thought it'd be interesting to put the characters in duos on each row, having the main girls in the middle and adding the others around them. On the first row, there's Miki and Judy, who are shown to be good friends inside the council, and they usually appear together in the show. Then there's Wakaba and Nanami, both wearing their regular uniform for balance and contrast between the rest of the characters and themselves too. While Wakaba is the most expressive one, mourning her friend's death, Nanami is sort of making it about herself, all dramatic. Don't get me wrong, I love Nanami, she's really funny, but I found the contrast pretty interesting. Finally, there's Sayonji and Toga, who are best friends and sort of rivals too. Also, they have a similar role on the show, even with their different personalities, with the Prince Dios on top of everyone, resembling how he comes down from the sky whenever Anthea wants to cast Dios' power during the duels. In case you didn't notice during this sketch, I was planning on adding Mikage from the Black Rose arc, but discarded the idea in the end because I came up with filling some empty spots with the iconic Shadow Girls, who are always present even if they don't participate or interact directly with the main characters. It was a fun touch people seem to like a lot, so it makes me really happy. At last, I wanted to point out some details I added for decoration, such as the coffin in front, one of the letters Utena and the council received from End of the World, or even Utena's ring. These props may not be super noticeable at first, but adding them just made sense since they're so important in this story. It felt like the illustration was finally complete. I guess the only thing I'm missing was Akio, but to be honest, I didn't want to add him, and since the prince is already there looking after everyone, I guess it wasn't that necessary. This illustration took me like a month to finish, but the result was so rewarding, and I believe I've learned so much from the process that it's really worth it. Also, the fact that even putting this effort on the details so everything fitted the plot and characters was so easy since everything just made so much sense. The balance between the duos, poses, symbolism and overall scene matched so much the aesthetic of Revolutionary Girl Utena. It was really tiring, yes, but it just felt great seeing everything come along together in the end. And that is basically everything. I'll stop yapping for now and let you guys enjoy the rest of the speed paint. Thank you so much for sticking by, and if you enjoy these kinds of videos, please let me know in the comments. Bye bye!